This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Kejile. The time is 12 o'clock. I am Paul Eteng with Global News. First, the headlines. Senate seek to address socio-political tension in the country as plenary. International Court dismisses Sudan's genocide case against United Arab Emirates. An Israeli cabinet approves plan to capture Gaza Strip. The Senate has announced plans to work with the presidency to address socio-political tension across the country. In a statement issued on Monday ahead of resumption of plenary at the National Assembly, leader of the Senate, Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, said the goal is to reconcile key stakeholders and resolve underlying issues in the broader interest of the national stability and reconciliation across the country. The upper chamber reviewed first on the agenda is the further consideration of the tax reform bills 2024. Senator Bamidele highlighted the importance of several pending bills on strategic sector of the economy, noting the Senate would first fast-track their passage and encourage public participation through committee hearings. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, will today, Tuesday, meet with Vice Chancellor and head of tertiary institution accused of misappropriating funds disbursed through the Nigerian Education Loan Fund Scheme. In light of this, the ministry launched a compliance tracking webpage to foster transparency and accountability in loan disbursement. Recall, student loan scheme came under intense scrutiny following allegations by the National Orientation Agency that some institutions, in collaboration with banks, made fraudulent deductions from student loan disbursement. In response, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, led by Ogun Joint Campus Committee Chairman Gabriel Abiola, on Monday, blocked the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to protest the irregularities in the disbursements of the funds, demanding proper accountability in the student loan program. Abiola warned this protest would persist if authorities failed to act. Congo and Rwanda have submitted a draft peace proposal as part of a US-led initiative aimed at ending the ongoing conflict in eastern Congo. Senior advisor for Africa and the Middle East to the US President, Marcel Boulos, announced the receipt of the draft from both nations, calling it an important step towards peace. The conflict escalated in Congo this year when Rwanda-backed M23 rebels seized key cities, Goma and Bukavu. The fighting has resulted in approximately 7,000 deaths and displaced over 7 million people. Rwanda's foreign minister hinted the negotiation for a final peace agreement will continue later this month, with hopes that the presidents of Rwanda and Congo will sign the accord by mid-June at the White House, Washington, D.C., since U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio facilitated the peace deal. International Justice Court on Monday dismissed a case brought by Sudan accusing the United Arab Emirates of breaching the Genocide Convention by arming and funding the rebel paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in the deadly Sudanese civil war. The judges found the International Court of Justice lacked the authority to continue the proceedings, while both Sudan and the UAE are signatories to the 1948 Genocide Convention. The UAE, however, has accepted part of the treaty, which legal experts said would make it difficult for the case to proceed. The International Court of Justice dismissed Sudan's genocide case, alleging that the United Arab Emirates funded RSF rebels, saying it is without jurisdiction. The violent conflict devastating effect has resulted in untold loss of life and suffering in West Darfur, Congo. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM Ikejile Ijesha. Global News will continue shortly. For comments, breaking news, and coverage of events, send an email to vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 0814 365 830. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now the rest of the news. The Israeli cabinet has approved a new military plan to capture the entire Gaza Strip and maintain indefinite control, prompting international concerns and fears of a worsening humanitarian crisis. The plan includes relocating hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to southern Gaza and placing Israeli forces in charge of the aid distribution. Officials say the goal is to defeat Hamas and rescue hostages, but critics warn it could lead to mass forced displacement. The operation is expected to begin after US President Donald Trump's upcoming visit to the Middle East. Meanwhile, Israel has intensified military preparations, drawing domestic protests and increasing tension over the fate of the remaining 59 hostages. Since the conflict escalated in March, over 52,000 people have been killed and more than 90% of Gaza's population displaced, as Israel now controls roughly half of the enclave. Peru has imposed a nighttime curfew and suspended all mining activities in Patas province after 13 kidnapped mine workers were found brutally killed, highlighting the region's escalating violence driven by illegal mining gangs. President Dina Boluarte announced the emergency measures and deployment of additional military forces, vowing that the armed forces would assume full control of the La Poderosa gold mine area. The victims employed by subcontractor R&R were abducted on April 26 while trying to reclaim the mine from attackers. Their bodies were discovered days later with evidence showing they were executed at close range. La Poderosa reported that 39 people linked to the company have been killed by criminals in the area, despite a year-long state of emergency. Authorities described the violence as a war for mining pits, prompting national outrage and demands for stronger government action. Cardinals gathered at the Vatican on Monday as daily deliberations continue in preparation to elect a new pope. Several have said they do not have a clear idea who might emerge as the leader of the global Catholic Church, succeeding Pope Francis, who passed over 2 weeks ago. French Cardinal Jean-Paul Vesco disclosed cardinals in the conclave come from 70 countries. They do not know one another, with the College of Cardinals starting to take shape. The question remains, there are many personalities qualified to be pope, and the cardinals are going to take their time to choose. And a bit of sports. Trent Alexander-Arnold has announced he will leave Liverpool at the end of the season, ending a 20-year journey with the club he joined at 6. In an emotional statement, the 26-year-old England right back expressed gratitude to fans and said the decision was driven by a desire for a new challenge. Though he didn't confirm this next club, reports strongly link him with a free transfer to Real Madrid. During his time at Liverpool, Alexander-Arnold won every major club trophy, including 2 Premier League titles and the Champions League, becoming a symbol of local pride and a key figure in modern fullback play. To end global news, another look at the headlines. The Senate has announced plans to work with presidency to address socio-political tension across the country. We told you that International Justice Court on Monday dismissed a case brought by Sudan accusing the United Arab Emirates of breaching the Genocide Convention by arming and funding the rebel paramilitary Rapid Support Forces in the deadly Sudanese civil war. And lastly, you heard the Israeli cabinet has approved a new military plan to capture the entire Gaza Strip and maintain indefinite control, prompting international concerns and fear of a worsening humanitarian crisis. That was Global News. It was edited by Oluwafunke Israel. On behalf of the production crew, I am Paul Eten. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for news nationwide at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon.
We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. Vicinity FM 95.3. We lead while others follow. Àwa làgbà wọn. We lead while others follow. Aṣíwájú ni wá. Vicinity FM àwa ní bàbá. We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. Vicinity FM ní kejìlẹ̀ o. We lead while others follow. Àwa lọ̀gá o. We lead while others follow. Adìẹ funfun àwa ṣá ní bàbá gbogbo.